This is Innovation Man, and welcome to Innovation Talks. So today we're going to talk about defining your vision. Defining your vision, why? Because without a big vision, without a clear vision, without a distinct, specific, written down, imagined, created with music vision of yours, you will not be able to become what you want to become. But I don't know, maybe you just want to be that person that you are today. You're not motivated to change anything. That's your problem. But if you have big ambitions and you want to become someone great, you want to impact the lives of millions of people, you want to change how things are going in the world, you want to be able to have a legacy, you need to define a clear, big, inspirational, aspirational, crazy, audacious, bold vision. Now, how can you define your vision? Some people they may think that it's hard to define a vision, it's hard to define a mission, but it's not actually. There's techniques, there's rules, there's things that you can apply, there's ways that you can think so that you can be able to imagine your vision. So how do I do it? What I usually do is this. If I'm facing a challenge, if I'm facing a problem, I create a vision of how I can solve that problem. That vision has to be in line with my greater vision, which in my case is to catalyze an ecosystem, an environment that fosters innovation, social entrepreneurship, and human development across the world. If that means that I'm going to train people to be able to have them train others so that they can share that knowledge of innovation and entrepreneurship, that's what I'm going to do. If it's traveling around the world, organizing conferences, sponsoring conferences, or participating in events and talking about innovation, social entrepreneurship, excellence in human development, that's how I'm doing. So anything I do has to be in line with that vision. The simple fact that I'm standing here doing this video is to inspire you to make something of yourself, create that greater vision, and go after it. If you have that spark in your mind, if you, just by watching this, you start thinking, oh, maybe I also need a bigger vision. Maybe I also need to start thinking of how I can change the world, how I can make impact in the lives of the people with whom I'm living. I'm looking at this guy. If I read an article about him, a few months ago he was working on a farm in Guinea, the country where Ebola started. And now he's here in the US inspiring me. What's different? What's the difference between you and I? We're human beings, right? I had a vision and I'm realizing my vision. You have a vision and you need to realize that vision. Because once you start realizing that vision, the whole world will be impacted. Starting by the people who are around you, starting by yourself, and then your family, and then your friends, and then your community. Once you decide to make that decision and act upon it, that you are going to be someone great, you are going to change the lives of the people around you, you are going to change the way the world is going, you are going to improve process, you're going to help people expand their knowledge, you are going to create something that maybe never existed. Once you have that in mind, once you're motivated by that, you will succeed. But you need to define a clear vision. So what example I'm going to give you is everything I do, I write down on paper. Every single thing I do, I write it down on a piece of paper. So I take a piece of paper and I imagine that I'm on the top of a mountain. I'm standing on top of the mountain. It's this huge mountain, and I have a long view on the horizon. But there's nothing on the bottom. There's no water, there's no houses, there's no buildings, there's no roads, I don't see anything. But then I start creating a vision of what I would like to see at the bottom of that mountain. And what do I want to see at the bottom of my mountain? I want to see world-class innovation centers in cities in Africa, whereas young people can come and learn about innovation, learn about technology, learn about mobile technology, learn about entrepreneurship, so that they can also think of, oh, I'm going through this problem, this community of mine is going through this problem, how can I, through this center and the people who are there and this idea that is there, that I can also create a business, a social enterprise that can help me solve that problem in a sustainable way. I see in that horizon young people under 30 who are multi-billionaires in dollars in the world, who are making impact around the world, Africans who are inspiring Europeans, who are inspiring Asians. I see there a yacht of mine, written Masi on it, and we go across the world, across the globe, teaching, mixing world leaders, African leaders, Asian leaders, South American leaders, these young people under 35, under 40, who think together, who plan together, who put their resources together to make the world a better place. That's my vision. That's what I see down there. I see my children, I see my family, I spend time with them, I travel with them, I explore new places with them, I see my friends, we learn together, we eat together, we travel together, we have fun together, we innovate together, we start different projects that help communities. I see what my partners, who I give value to, just because they started working with me, they started collaborating with me, their whole lives change, their whole perception of their businesses change. They start becoming more impactful, they start creating more impact, they start realizing that all this money I've had is very good, but it's for what purpose? So that I can make impact. That's my vision. So my vision, I can, if I start thinking about it, and because I've been thinking about it for a long time, then I start writing all these things. I start writing. I write at least 50 of these ideas that I see. You push your brain to write 50 ideas. If you can't write 50 ideas, then you don't know exactly what you want. For anything that you want, you have to be able to search 50 ideas. As crazy as they may seem, we have techniques like brainwriting, brainstorming. It's just about taking a piece of paper and trying to pull out all the different ideas that you can from your brain. And don't forget one thing, like we've always said, the brain is a muscle. If you train it in creating new ideas about solving problems in your life, it's going to train you as well. It's going to help you develop. It's going to help you move forward. It's going to help you grow. So you need to train your brain. It's important to train your brain. It's important to put your brain in service for your own problems. So this is about defining a vision. Write those 50 things down and prioritize them. Put them in 5 different categories. Be able to give a title to each 5 as of a question. If I was to use this category, how would it bring me towards my vision? If I was to focus on this category, how would it bring me towards my vision? That way you define the different categories. And then you prioritize them. Of those categories, you try to prioritize, and you try to make a sentence or a phrase or an image. You try to draw it out. You try to map it out. If you're a visual thinker, if you're a drawer, draw it. If you're an artist, put it in a song. Be able to define your vision towards a song. You can be inspired by someone else's song, someone else's vision, but you need to define your own vision. So after writing all that down, try to find the words that are from the different phrase, knowing that the dots will connect. Each dot will connect so that you can be able to have that phrase, have that vision that can really relate to what you want your life to become and what you have to commit to go towards. So that is the first step, the easy step. It's nothing compared to when you're going to start going towards the vision, because then you're going to start taking actions and you have to overcome fear. But all those things are things that we're going to learn about, because you're going to become a daring innovator. You're going to become someone who can change the world, who can make massive impact, because you're a daring innovator. You're on Innovative Talks, and we're going to learn more on how you can become the best that you are supposed to be. Thank you.